Hello and welcome to another update video about Natgas. In this video we want to take a look at different Natgas charts because with the current action and the difference between all these different Natgas charts, I think it makes sense to look at different ones. So let's start with the spot chart actually. So the spot chart suggests obviously that a wave 4 top was in here in October 2023. That we are still coming down a little further, even though I have to say on the spot chart, this could already be a leading diagonal to the upside. Either way, so the spot charts look completely different to the future charts. So here actually I would argue, there is no sign that a low has been made here at all, but it doesn't necessarily need to make a new low. I would think that is not what's needed, and the spot chart actually suggests that possibly here a low is already in, and we're just watching here for potential reversals. Yes, it is possible to still make another low in a wave 5 here on the spot chart, but this actually can be counted as a 5-wave move to the upside if we want to, as a leading diagonal. And then this is basically just a corrective move to the downside. And in this corrective move to the downside, we could easily count it as an ABC structure. So instead of this as a wave 4, it would simply be a wave 1 leading diagonal. Now a wave 2 pullback in an A wave down, a B wave up, and a C wave down. And that still has a little bit more room to go. So that would be here the white wave count. And we would say, okay, in the C wave, we had a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and a wave 5. So we could still get at least one more low, okay? And there is critical support here in this region around $2.45. So obviously, most recently here, it reacted to that resistance area. Now, looking at this chart, there would be resistance here. And if we now see a bit of a recovery rally, I think we can have a first indication that some kind of a low has been made. If the price, let's just here, if the price breaks above resistance, which would be at $2.90. So any break above $2.90 here on the spot chart could indicate that a somewhat lasting low has been made. Now, situation on the futures charts looks a bit different. Here, the one that we used to look at, which is the NG1 chart, can't really be traded. I think that's some kind of a calculation performed by TradingView. Here the situation is still that we are dealing with this flat structure and the potential wave 4 could still be in the making. We talked about it in previous videos that this C wave, so basically within the wave 4 we have an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave as an ending diagonal that could still be unfolding. There are still a few more waves to be done to complete this actually, but that a break below $2.62 would indicate a more dramatic shift to the downside. So here on the Natgas futures chart NG1, there is certainly no sign that a low is in place, but we might see a little bit of a recovery rally from here. We've just reached the lower boundary line of the support channel, okay? So you have to see these charts all as different charts. So for example, on the spot chart, where are we? A bounce is due, okay? A bounce is due and it could be that wave 4, but if we see a rally above 290, a lasting low might be in. And then we just need to look at the structure. Is it impulsive or whatever? If it's not impulsive, then it can come down again. If it's impulsive, we can identify the next bullish setup for the next corrective pullback afterwards. The NG1 chart suggests that, there is downside pressure, but technically the chart still suggests further upside in this wave 4. However, I would have to change my view below $2.62. That would indicate we can come down quite quickly down to $2.13, which is the May low, June low. And then we could even quite quickly go to new lows, okay? But this chart cannot be traded. So either way, also here, there is no evidence that a lasting low has been made. And now probably the most interesting chart, which is the January futures chart. Yeah, this suggests still further downside. So the actual tradable futures charts, they have been pointing further to the downside. They have made completely new lows. Looking at this chart, I think also there are basically two main possibilities. Here, these are, by the way, the January futures. On the January futures chart, it looks as if a wave 4 topped here in August. Okay, we're now coming down in wave 5. Further downside still expected. So also here, I mean, generally on any Natgas chart, there is currently no evidence that a lasting low has been established. Here it could be that off this wave 4 top, obviously we're now in the wave 5 to the downside, that we have a wave 1 to the downside, a wave 2 to the upside, wave 3 to the downside is still unfolding, circle wave 3, then there should be a 4 and a 5. And we're basically still in circle wave 3. Yeah, we're probably still in circle wave 3. If we look at the subwave structure within, let's see, are we in, oh, 1 second, we've got the 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh no, that might actually be finished. Okay, so just thinking, that looks a bit, so this would be a 3, small 4, no overlap, 5. So that's one count where we say, okay, looks a bit odd, but it's a valid count, and we could suggest, okay, maybe we get another rally like on the spot chart and then one more low, and basically then a low could have been established and we can get a lasting trend reversal to the upside. Here, resistance for this circle wave 4. So again, we're determining now the level that needs to break to the upside to suggest that some kind of a lasting low has been made. That would be $3.51. Ideally, we don't even break above $3.36. Okay, so that's the space we would need to allow it, that because there is a wave count. There is a wave count available in which we can say that possibly a low, isn't far off, and we might just need a few more squiggles to the downside, and the low could be in. That would just be a slightly different wave count. We would also say, okay, wave 4 topped here, 1 to the downside, wave 2 to the upside, and then 2, and then I think I can count it in a way that I say, let me see, 1, 2, that this was the 3, this was the 4, and we're actually already in the wave 5, and then we're just doing sort of the last few squiggles here. Therefore, it's very important to understand what is resistance, and if we see a break above that already now, it could indicate that the low is in. What we then do is to understand, okay, are we doing an impulse? And if yes, then we are watching for the 3-wave pullback for the next long trade setup. But for now, there's absolutely zero evidence that a low is in place, okay? So therefore, still focusing on lower. Where could that wave 5 lead us to? So what we can do is we take the length of wave 1, go to the high of the wave 2. See, this has nearly reached the 200% extension at 274. So we could get this wave 4 bounce soon. And then we probably need to deal with further extensions to the downside, like the 2.618 and the 2.382. These are the next targets to the downside. 250 to 236 would be the next levels that I would pay some attention to. Yeah? Obviously, in this 5th wave then. Also, I mean, that's the 2.618 extension, 236. Yeah, we need to see, I mean, depends on where this 3rd wave finishes. We can also specify that a little further once we have this wave 4 top in place. Really, that's everything about Natgas. It's not crystal clear, but we have different charts to watch. They all differ from each other. I think it is important to look at them all. Bottom line is that all of these charts basically tell us that some kind of a bounce is due. but it is likely going to be a corrective bounce, and there should be one more low to come. The NG1 chart obviously is not tradable. That's based on some calculations by TradingView, but it's the one that we've always used. But either way, all charts point to some kind of a corrective rally that is still due, and then maybe one more low. And then we can watch for a more lasting trend reversal. Alternatively, because there's literally just one more low expected, for example, also here on the January futures charts, it could be that the low is very, very close already. And if we therefore see an initial break above resistance, it could be that the lasting low is then already in, but we need some evidence for that. Yeah, that's my update about Natgas. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And if you're interested in daily updates about the S&P 500 as well as stocks, check out our stocks and S&P 500 service. You can find the links in the video description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.